Hey everyone, welcome to Jojo's World.
Why, hello there.
I'm not sure if I left our preceding conversation in, but we were just talking about Final Fantasy Origin, Stranger of Paradise, which we completed last night and are obsessed with.
We are literally consumed with chaos.
We're consumed by chaos.
It's like we cannot
we
stop.
hate it.
I
but
can't
we need
stop
it.
thinking about it. Like, it's
As
just so
you
good.
said, it sets up a you didn't say this in these words, I'm making it worse and less pithy.
All
but
right.
it sets a baseline of just being a jokey, memey B-movie story. But it pushes through that to sincere, emotionally engaging storytelling.
By the end of the game, I was like, oh my god, he can't
He
do
did
the
it
thing.
for his friends.
Oh my god, he did it his way.
He did.
Oh.
And the game both opens and closes with the main character listening to My Way by Frank Sinatra, the song that arseholes play at their funerals, and the song that people keep singing at karaoke in the US and getting assaulted
Wait, what?
and murdered.
Oh,
Let me
okay.
look it up.
That makes
I may have
sense.
looked this up on the podcast before, but we're in it now. I'm Liam S. Smith, one of your co-hosts.
And I'm Nick Ballantyne, the other one of the co-hosts.
This is our Frank Sinatra podcast, where today we're exploring the My Way killings, a social phenomenon in the Philippines. Excuse me, I got the country wrong.
Completely
Referring to a
unacceptable.
number of fatal disputes which arose due to singing of the song My Way, popularized by Frank Sinatra in karaoke bars.
What?
A New York Times article estimated the number of killings to be about 12 as of 2022.
Wait, so this was recent? Or...
Between 2002 and 2012, numerous people were killed for singing this song.
What?
Explanation for these incidents differ from the song being simply frequently sung among the nation's karaoke bars where violence is common, or to perceived aggressive lyrics of the song.
Fascinating.
You know, the song about how you
Did it your way?
and you're kind of smug about it.
And you're just like, they said it couldn't be done, those bastards.
Butch Albalachin, the owner of Center for Pop, a Manila-based singing school,
Mhm.
believes the lyrics of My Way increase the violence. The lyrics, as he explained, evoke feelings of pride and arrogance in the singer, as if you're somebody when you're really nobody. It covers up your failures. That's why it leads to fights.
Interesting. That doesn't really make sense in the context of Final Fantasy Origin Stranger of Paradise, but...
Doesn't it?
I don't know.
You're a stranger, you're nobody, and yet you're somebody. This is our Jojo's World, Jojo's Bizarre Adventure recap and discussion podcast, where today we're recapping and discussing one of the most conceptually loaded episodes of Jojo's Bizarre Adventure, or maybe television in general. Episode 25, Bohemian Rhapsody Part 1, which covers chapters 697 through 700 of the manga.
This is only 3 chapters of the manga. Like,
4.
this is only 4 chapters of the manga. And we have this many guest appearances by this many strange and unusual...
Really cramming them in. And that's not even getting into the ones that the anime couldn't depict for copyright reasons.
Oh my god, what? Wait, so then how many are we missing?
We'll cover it in due course.
Okay.
Nick, what did you think about this episode?
What a fucking... in so many ways.
I was watching you out of the corner of my eye during our watch, and your jaw was basically dropped from about 10 minutes in.
Yeah, literally when we start getting into the weird parts of this episode, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, A, how is this some kind of stand attack or stand battle? B, how are we getting away with
Surely
this?
you've learned by now that a stand attack can be basically any bullshit you want it to be.
Oh my god. I can breathe water, but only a certain kind of water. Pure
Only salt
sand
water.
water. Only salt water.
Mm-hmm.
If it's distilled water, it doesn't have enough room for the air. But you see, salt is crystallized.
Crystals. We've got to bring the light back to the crystals,
God,
Nick.
The whole game is amazing.
Maybe we need to do a pod. Maybe in the off season we can do a pod about,
Stranger of Paradise.
or maybe we can pivot to like being a Final Fantasy Let's Play channel or something. I don't know. We're going to explore. I think we're going to explore some new options in the off season once we finish Bubblegum Crisis, of course.
Of course. It's like literally if we do a Let's Play of anything, it'll be like, today we did 2 random encounters and then had to like...
And that was the end of the 20-minute video.
Yep, that was it.
We'll figure some stuff out. I'm playing a lot of Final Fantasies right now. Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster just came out on the Switch, and I bought them all. And I played, I don't know, 2/3 of one.
Wait,
4 times XP and 4 times Gil, baby.
Ah, I see. I was like, that was really fast. But
It's also a short game because it's super old.
wait, how long is
It's
it?
from the NES.
I thought it was still like a 20-hour game.
Oh, yeah, it's like 20, 30 hours.
Yeah. Well, not that short.
No, but I spent the weekend in Denmark last week without much to do.
Yeah, fair. Not Denmark.
No,
but
Denmark, Western Australia.
yeah.
Nick,
Yeah?
Jojo's Bizarre Adventure.
Oh, we love it. We
Yeah.
love it.
Do we have a new patron?
God, no.
Good.
God, I wouldn't.
I would spit on a new patron if they dared to be in this episode.
I wouldn't like load this episode. This particular episode, I wouldn't load any patrons
I wouldn't
up.
say load this already heavy episode with repeated digressions to a video game we've recently played.
Which is barely related in any way to the source material of the thing that we watched.
I would say it has a Jojo attitude. Jack is basically Jotaro.
Well, yeah, but it's a very different kind of Jotaro energy in that Jotaro's still like, oh, I'm actually just going to beat you.
Nick,
Whereas...
shut up.
Oh, okay.
That's right, I lured you into talking so I could tell you to shut up so I could do our signature segment where I share with you words of wisdom from the author of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure,
Yes.
Hirohiko Araki. Full disclosure, we had to delay our recording, so I can't quite remember if we did this one last time or not.
Well, if we did, now we do
Now
it again.
you get to enjoy it again. As you can see, Hirohiko Araki is wearing some handsome spectacles and giving the OK sign while holding a big olive.
It's just... I don't think that's meant to be the okay sign so much
But
as
it's like
really...
he's pinching the olive in his fingers, so his hand is making that shape.
Yeah, he's
is
really
what I'm saying.
accentuating the olive.
For research, I went to the city of Orlando, Florida. It's a city full of theme parks, and in that regard, it's quite strange compared to the rest of the world. Stranger
Of
paradise. In short, I'd say that it's a city where people's hopes and dreams have taken form. Even the weeds and puddles seem to have been planned and constructed, and all the people walking around seem to be happy. Usually that kind of thing makes me feel anxious, but it actually felt like a place where I could calm down and relax.
We did do
That's
this.
nice, Araki.
But like, maybe we did do this last time, but through the lens of a video game we just finished. Now it feels very different.
Also through the lens of what's happening in Florida right now politically, it feels a little grim.
Big yikes. But also through the lens of the first episode where we get to see more of Florida.
Other than in flashbacks.
Yeah, we now see anything but actual Florida.
There was a bus stop and a rest stop and some roads.
Some signs. There's
no,
a hospital.
No real landmarks, though.
Yeah, no architecture or infrastructure to speak of, so much as
There was the Lucky
implications
Land
of-
convenience store.
True, but not much else. And also the Lucky Land hospital,
Yeah.
which is like Lucky Land owns a lot.
yeah,
of
the Lucky
things.
Land Corporation.
Yeah, big luck.
Florida is the Lucky Land. That's what they say. Nick,
Yes.
we're going to open this episode.
Okay. I am ready for it.
Long, useful recap because it's been probably about a month since we watched the last one.
Yep. They're gonna escape prison
Pucci's going to Cape Canaveral.
to the Kennedy Space Center.
Yeah, at the time of the new moon.
Which if we don't go to fucking space, Liam, if we don't end up going to space, I'm gonna be shocked. I'm gonna be
Shocked and appalled?
I don't know about. Look, I probably won't be appalled, but I will be shocked.
Okay.
I'll be shocked and confused.
You feel like it's really building up towards a space fight.
Yeah, it's really getting to the point where someone or something is going to
When
space.
you say go to space,
Yeah.
like, to what degree do you think the characters will go to space? Do you think that they're going to fight Pucci on the moon or something?
Yeah,
Okay.
more or less. I think that's probably what's going to happen. Like, something like they'll be in spacesuits floating in the dark void of space.
Well,
looking
famously,
down on
Weather
Earth.
Report already created a spacesuit for Jolene in that episode where the factory became a vacuum.
There you go. There you go. We've already got a way to make a spacesuit.
They've already kind of fought someone in space from that perspective.
But now it needs to be actual space.
Yeah, they've been in the simulator. Now it's time for the real thing.
Yes.
Jolene and Hermes are standing on the shores looking back at the prison they've just escaped from, and they're like, wow, when I first got sent there, I thought it was awful. And now I think, It was even worse.
It was the worst. It was the worst.
Fucking prison.
Place.
The real prison was that prison we were in, they say. Emporio's there, and he's like, oh, look, a petrol station. He says a gas station because he's American.
I think Emporio says, I've never been on a bus before.
And that's like, a bus stop. Are we riding a bus? I've never been on a bus before. Because he was born in the darkness.
Yeah. See, we were merely molded by it.
And the darkness melded with our emotions and became chaos.
We are not getting past this game.
It's going to be unlistenable if you haven't played the game. But you should, it's fun.
And
now on Steam.
We're going to divide our listeners into people that have played Stranger in Paradise and have not played Stranger in Paradise. And it's going to divide them exactly 80-20.
Yeah. So they're like, maybe we can't get on the bus because we're wearing prison uniforms. We can't track down the priest on foot. What are we going to do? Jolene dramatically Yakuza tears off her Green Dolphin Street emblazoned coat.
To reveal an ascendant form.
That she's jacked.
She's been jacked the whole time.
But now we know.
Oh, you're right. It's no longer...
I recently completed the video game Lost Judgment. And also the sequel DLC, The Kaito Files, where you play as your good friend Kaito.
Is he the Korean...
Nope.
Is he the washed-up detective guy?
No, that's Yagami, the guy you normally play as.
Is he... No, isn't there another one who wears like a brown coat?
Oh, no, he was a washed-up ex-teacher. And I won't go into more on his whole deal, because it's not relevant.
Okay. Is he... the homeless guy?
No, that's Nanba from Yakuza Like a Dragon, a different video game.
True.
Kaito is your burly ex-Yakuza friend who wears like a floral orange silk shirt at all times.
Oh, okay. Is that just his shtick?
It's just kind of his fashion sense. You know, he dresses like an ex-Yakuza.
Oh, okay. All right.
Anyway, what I was going to say is in the last fight of that DLC campaign, which is actually not against the villain of it, in a weird storytelling move, but there's this like nerdy doctor who was kind of a character in it, but wasn't really a big deal. And it turns out he's the last fight of it. And it's like, this doesn't really seem like a super exciting last fight. But then he does the shirt rip and turns out he's incredibly jacked. That's quite a funny moment.
Is it like the whole time he's like sitting like this hunched over?
Well, he knows karate.
Okay.
But you never really fought alongside him to a great extent.
But are we talking when he rips it off? He's like wiry strength?
No, he's fucking thick.
But like he's not, you don't see him in his packed out form.
He's wearing a suit the whole time, so there's layers, you know.
But is it like, what's his name? Senator Armstrong, where he's still like puffed out the whole time. And you see him, you're like, oh, that's a big guy.
No, not really.
So he's like a normal thin
I would say
guy?
He's got a fairly normal build for a man in a Yakuza game. And then he rips it off. And he's excessively jacked.
Okay, all right. So it's like literally a full transformation from, oh, okay, he's just a guy, to, oh, damn.
I mean, most men in Yakuza games are reasonably, like, they've got strong builds.
Yeah.
But, yeah, the level of muscle definition.
Oh, okay.
And his huge biceps.
Now, see, this is what gets me, right? Is that if you're...
Anyway, Jolene is doing that.
Yes.
She's jacked. And there's a new opening this week.
Which we're going to skip.
We're going to cover that in a future episode, because... there's just a lot to get through in this episode. But I will just point out, I will just highlight the moment in the opening where we get a brief shot of Emporio holding a gun, firing it repeatedly.
But like, on top of that...
Give Emporio a gun.
On top of that, everyone, and I mean everyone, keeps looking at the sky. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, if we don't go to space...
And the final confronting Pucci shot of it, I want to highlight as well because it's very cool. It's classic boss battle arena shit, where they're standing in the ocean, but it's super shallow, and there's like a lunar eclipse or something going on. Yep. Or it's the new moon, I guess.
Yep.
But that's classic boss battle arena shit. You know, shallow ocean, the sky up above, the moon's doing something weird.
The crimson sky.
Yeah. And the sun behind Jolene symbolizes her light, while the moon behind Pucci symbolizes his evil intent.
It all makes sense.
Yep. But more on that next time. Meanwhile, the boys are suing the weather reporter like, where's Jolene? Oh, she's escaped the prison. All right, let's break you out of the prison too. Why didn't they bring us?
So they just leave. They literally
leave off screen.
Like, no explanation how they got out.
Like Stewie basically could have escaped any time he wanted to with his going things and dismantle from the inside out powers.
Yeah. Still just a weird decision to be like.
But crucially, at one point, Anasui grabs Weather Report from the back of the shirt,
Scruff.
pulls it a bit, and sees, what does he see on his shoulder blade, Nick?
He sees a Jojo mark.
A Jojo mark?
A Jojo star. One of the Joestar family's
in the spot where
birthmarks.
it goes.
And it's like, hang on a second.
What do we make of this?
So,
Anasui says, a star-shaped birthmark. What exactly are you? I saw the same birthmark on the back of the green baby's neck, and I've heard Jolene's father has the same mark.
So, Weather Report kind of shrugs it off and is like, I can't remember, but we just have to find Pucci so I can remember.
Yeah, but what do you think?
So, I don't think this is Jotaro's son or daughter. Like, I don't think it's going to be that. But is it related?
The age doesn't really match up.
Yeah. But is it related?
I don't know how much older he is than Jolene, I suppose.
Yeah. But could it be related in some way to Dio?
Dio Brando? From the 1800s?
Yeah. So, because we know that Giorno Giovanna also had Giorno Giovanna also had
the mark.
So could it be that Dio was, getting around a bit? Just, having a bit of a good time, back in the bloody 80s, everyone bloody was. And then maybe gave
I don't think Father Pucci would approve of that.
But maybe gave a few genes to a few children, if you know what I'm saying. Wink, wink.
Would you like me to check Weather Report's age for you?
Yes, I would. Because it hasn't been too long since part 5, so who knows?
I do. So
you don't. You have to check
he's
online.
39 years old, so he is too old to be fathered by Dio in the lead up to part 3.
Interesting. So, hang on. So this is set in
2005-ish, I think.
Okay, so 2005.
Maybe 2009. Yeah, around that decade.
Somewhere in that range. He's 39, which means he would be in the 1970s, 60s?
Ish.
That's so strange. Okay. So he couldn't be fathered by Dio.
No. But I think you've hit upon an interesting idea there.
Yeah.
We'll see how that bears out with future characters. I'm just being real subtle.
So just as I let's see if
we'll see who's son.
So maybe he's a related cousin or something, because there's
Jotaro or Josuke or Giorno.
It wasn't just Jonathan who would have the birthmark. It's a Joestar family line thing, right?
Yeah, I mean it didn't start showing up until part 3 or 4, but yeah, retroactively.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, but it's it's just
part
gonna
3, I remember.
It's just gonna be part of the Joestar family line could just go in multiple directions. So maybe a distant cousin.
Hey Jolene, it's your cousin. Marvin Cujo. You know that new stand you're looking for? Well, check this out.
So all of these cousins are each named something that's
I'll never defeat Pucci by myself. Luckily, I've called all my cousins.
But it's gonna be wouldn't it be hilarious if every one of them has had their own weird adventures or bizarre adventures?
I've been fighting werewolves since the 1800s.
You can call me Gojo, because I'm Gordon Joestar.
Honestly, I hate that.
And every single one of the cousins is a different O sound.
Yeah, I really hate that.
I love that so much. But no, so if he's not Dio's son or fathered by Dio in some way once he got Jonathan's body, it would have to be something like a cousin, or not like a sister or something
or
close.
Another Josuke situation.
Well, how old's Josuke at this point? 2009 would be
I'm not saying he's Josuke's son.
No.
I'm saying, but you know how he was Joseph's son?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He was Joseph's son, wasn't it? Oh, maybe. Maybe. I don't think they'd do it again, though. Araki wouldn't pull the same shit twice. He'd be like, no, we're always coming up with new ideas here. Although he does forget everything.
No, he doesn't.
He does forget a lot, though.
Like what?
How...
I'm going to bat for Hirohiko Araki against the Araki forgot
name. Oh, what's her name?
Holly?
No, not Holly. Before Holly.
Lisa.
No, Jonathan's wife.
Erina.
Erina was in the coffin and used it to get
Sure.
back to land, but it was still in the ship. No, I think maybe Araki forgot the
I mean,
ending.
that was a fuck up.
Yeah.
I won't defend the coffin situation, even as that one book tried to retcon it.
Unless there's something that Araki's like, no, see, they then sent the coffin back. Yeah? You following me? It's like, no. Well, they did. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, okay. My guess is Weather Report is some kind of cousin, or if it's not Dio's son, then
Into the time clone.
Ooh. No, I don't think there's any time shenanigans. So, I don't know. But it's a weird one.
Okay. Meanwhile, Father Pucci is feeling unwell.
He's been feeling ill this whole time.
And he's in a taxi going to Kennedy Space Center, as you do.
As you do.
At midnight or whatever.
Up to Cape Canaveral.
Yeah. And he's hearing about how Jolene has escaped from prison. He's like, oh no, she's coming after me. I've got to do my thing on the new moon before they kill me.
And then, oh no, the taxi. It has technical difficulties.
And the driver's like, got plenty of gas in the tank. This has never happened before.
I'm sorry, Gov. I always get maintained.
I never miss a maintenance check. They're 3 miles out from Orlando, Florida. The meter is at $33.33. A copy of the Three Musketeers is in the book. Like, that is just such a hat on a hat. Oh no, there's a book that says 3 in the taxi too. Like, I can buy
like the number 3,
the recurring omen of the number 3 from the meter and the mile marker, but that book was always there.
Well,
it should have fallen open to page 33 or something.
But Liam, you got to understand, it was this taxi that had the 3 Musketeers in it.
God. All 3 of them?
Yeah.
I suppose when the stand kicks off later on.
Oh no.
So he's getting out and walking. I've been unwell. There's 5 days left. I've got to figure out a way to keep my enemies away. Oh, what's happening over there? Bunch of ambulances.
So 3 ambulances show up.
One by one.
First one has some random in it. Second one has a drug addict.
He's a robber. The police shot him in the... I don't know why they're speaking like that. The police shot him in the leg. Then he jumped off the 6th floor of the building.
6? That's divisible by
3. 3 is a prime number.
It is!
This one's a biker gang member. Speeding on the wrong side of the road and lost control. This one's a drug addict. He's in shock.
God, that's 3 people.
So there's 3 guys. We see this one here wearing some sort of cow print gimp suit.
Wait a minute. It's not a gimp suit. Oh, no, there is a mask. Oh,
well, that's the oxygen thing they put on his face.
No, but it goes all the way up.
He's got a chin strap sort of situation.
That's even weirder than...
So they're wheeling these 3 stretchers in, and something falls out off each of the bodies.
There's a ring with a
skull ring falls off someone's hand.
Yep.
A coin falls out of someone's pocket,
and the bullet dislodges itself and rolls onto the ground.
And all 3 items roll on the ground and arrive at Pucci's foot. 3 of them. And he's like, an omen. And then suddenly he's grabbed by a guy from behind with a pair of scissors at his throat.
But there's only one guy.
Yeah. But the scissors have 2 blades.
Oh my god, that's 3 things.
3 things.
You know, you can only remember 3 things in your working memory.
Oh my god.
It's all been leading to this.
It's all been leading to this.
So the drug addict guy is like, hey, no one make a move or I'm going to fucking stab this dude and you're all going to regret it.
And all of... So each ambulance was preceded by 2 police officers on motorcycles. That's why there's a heap of cops here now. Immediately.
Yeah, 3 of them.
No.
4?
There's 6 of them at least, because each of them was preceded by 2.
But that's divisible by 3.
Exactly. It's a prime number.
Oh,
6.
That's not what that means. Wait, 6 isn't a prime number at all.
I'm not going to go to prison for doing drugs. I'll kill this priest. That's basically what's going on, right?
That's good. That's good logic right there.
Pucci looks up into the sky and sees 3 shooting stars.
And I think at this point, Pucci's like, oh, I'm God.
Nick, tell me what you think is happening with all this 3 stuff.
I literally have no fucking clue what the 3 stuff is. I just think Pucci is literally like, oh, 3, I'm God. Like, I literally think that's what the takeaway from all this is going to be, is Pucci just saying, oh, so I have 3 of things. That makes me God.
Like
that's
the Father, Son, the Holy Spirit. The Trinity. 3.
Oh,
It
yeah.
all adds up.
Yeah, I guess
12 apostles. That's 3 times 4.
Yeah, that's not a prime number, is it?
Mm.
But all of their stories are in
30
threes.
pieces of silver for Judas.
Silver.
Silver.
3 weeks in the prison.
Let's look up the numerology of the number 3,
Oh,
because there's not enough
God.
going on in this episode.
Here we go. I'd love if it's
We're
like...
having fun today.
I'd love if it's like 3 is a good number, but with bad omens. Did I ever tell you about the time that
No.
I was going down the escalator at JB Hi-Fi in the city?
This is from astrotalk.com. Go on.
I reached maybe like the halfway point of the escalator, and the dude at the bottom, you know how they kind of have the bouncer security guard guy who's scanning all of the
receipts?
all the receipts just to make sure you've actually paid for what you paid for. He gave me like a weird look, and I was like, oh, okay. Come back when I'm about to leave, and he stops me and he's all like, hey, you ever heard of numerology? And I was like,
Okay.
what? And he's like, yeah, because you're carrying a math textbook. And I went, oh yeah, I am. And then he told me a lot of shit about numerology that made me go, what? So he was like, yeah, man, numbers have power. You know, numbers, they're powerful things. They're powerful objects. And I was like, okay, but you mean like they have like logical power? He's like, nah, man, like they have energy, you know? They've got like I was listening to this podcast where they were talking about it, and I was like, okay, go on. And we talked for like 10 minutes about numerology and how he was like, you know, it's the energy of numbers. You know, you got to cover your house in certain number of things to make. And I was
You've
like,
got to make 1,000 paper cranes.
It was something crazy like, if you have 8 of anything in your house, you'll be cursed. I was like, okay.
Okay, this is from numerology.com. The number 3 is one of 9 very important single-digit numbers.
Now, I'm not a math major, but if I remember correctly, there are only 9 single-digit numbers that aren't 0.
The 3 has a tendency to thrive in an upbeat and engaging atmosphere. Its energy is youthful and positive.
Does that
and
mean?
it has an incredible zest for life.
What does that mean? The 3.
The prize skill of the number 3 is communication. The 3 is highly original and embraces unique thinking and creative expression. Strengths of the number 3. A communicator through and through and shines in all forms of expression. It's bursting with thoughts, ideas, dreams, and musings. The number 3 is the ideas person.
Quote unquote.
Yeah. And by sharing these notions, it attracts supportive energies that can turn ideas into plans.
But that sounds like me.
The number 3 is also naive, unfocused, and shallow.
Ooh.
I would say overall, this does not relate to what we've seen in the episode. The number 3 tarot card is the Empress. And you all remember about the Empress from when we covered the Empress.
Yeah. She was stuck on old Joe's,
Old Joey Jojo's arm.
Yeah, and he was all like, I'm gonna die. No, I'm not. Ugh. And she was all like,
That's how every Jojo fight goes. I'm gonna die. Wait, no, I'm not. I won.
You idiot. You thought I was gonna die. Classic mistake.
The guy.
The drug addict.
He's gonna jam the
He's such a
scissors into Pucci's neck.
He's such a 7.
And then Pucci looks into the sky. He's like, I saw 3 shooting stars in the sky. Do you know what that means?
And the drug addict's like, no,
And he
I don't.
says, where did you come from? You don't know what you are, do you? And then he, of his own volition, jams the scissors through his throat and then calmly speaks to the guy. And he says, no, you didn't do that. He's got these scissors jutting out of his neck and he's standing perfectly still, speaking in an incredibly normal tone of voice.
And he's like, no, you have to understand. This only missed my nerves.
They're positioned a mere millimeter away from severing my nerves. This is a coincidence. It just so happened to stab me in a way that isn't fatal. What will you do now?
And this guy's like,
Before you decide, do you believe in gravity?
Now this bit really, this is interesting.
Yeah?
Because what the fuck is Pucci talking about in terms of
Gravity.
quote unquote, gravity?
There's a gravitational force that draws one person to another. I have become a believer in this very moment.
What the fuck does he mean?
You cannot kill me.
What the fuck?
You are here because you were drawn in by my pull. Stop wasting time on drugs. With the Pucci method, you can redirect your energy to the things that it's intended for.
What do you do? 3.
The guy's like, fuck this, and tries to run away, and the cops fire 3 bullets that don't strike him, or maybe they do, but they instead strike the
The
no
sign.
running sign that's in front of him. Pucci pulls the scissors out of his neck. He's fine. And he says, "You must not know who your father is."
And then this dude just kind of wriggles his way
And
out
starts
of the
to
bushes.
glow with green, ominous sex energy.
And we see on his back a Jojo mark.
Dun dun.
He's got a star on his left shoulder.
Nick, what do you make of this?
I would have thought that this would be like a Dio kid situation, right? Where Dio's been getting around and just having sex with a lot of hot young
Like
babes.
human women?
Yeah, and being all like, "You shall be the one to produce my progeny," and then like a week later being like,
I don't like this one anymore.
You know what? Classic vampire.
The guy like oodles away into the bushes, and we see that same no running sign, and the no running man is now missing from it.
The outline's there, but he's gone.
Yeah. What?
But he's so blocky. How could he walk?
How could he run away when the sign was about no running?
How could he escape the confines of his small circular sign?
Meanwhile, an old man drops a can of peaches outside a rest stop toilet,
No.
but Weather Report catches it.
Oh.
"Oh, Sonny Jim, I've got a bad knee when it rains."
And Weather Report's like, when it rains.
Right.
When it rains.
Hmm.
Well, there's no way I can help you. Goodbye.
He goes and gets into his car, and Anasui's like, "Hey, stay away from other people. We are escaped convicts." And Weather Report's like, they argue back and forth about, like, we're going to take the bus, we're going to steal a car.
They can't do anything because they'll be tracked.
We don't want to interfere with Jolene's ability to find the priest. So then the old man's like, "You guys, you were so nice to me. Do you want to lift? The next bus is an hour away." And we can see there's a little halo of clear weather around him where it's not raining on him, but it's raining everywhere else. Because Weather Report is a nice guy.
He's just a chill, nice guy. So he has to be a Jojo. Whereas the other guy...
But Jojos aren't nice guys. They're all universally jerks.
No.
Other than my friend Josuke Higashikata.
No.
And Jonathan Joestar.
They're all nice deep down, but they don't want to show it, you know?
Except for Joseph, who's just kind of a cunt.
Yeah, he's got some problems.
So yeah, the guy is lit by God rays because of Weather Report, and they get into the back of his car. But as they leave, we see the man sign from the men's toilet is missing.
Wait, but the outline's there, but the man is gone.
Where did the man go?
But where did he go?
Where did the man go?
And then we see a highway
They're
sign.
heading north on Route 1.
But the one's still there.
Yeah,
so
numbers aren't characters.
It's weird. So Anasui and Weather Report are
They're just
sitting in
road
the back.
tripping, big bag of box of peaches.
Yeah, it's just a lot of boxes in this ute.
Yeah.
The old man's kind of driving with a...
Anasui's like, "Jolene better be safe. You know how I feel about her Weather Report."
There's no kind of weirdness happening yet. They're just sort of
north. He can sense that she's headed north.
with the wind.
You'd think so, but you're wrong. More on that later.
What?
And there's a big box of magazines for Orlando attractions.
Now, it's kind of weird because even this front one is missing something on the cover.
Yeah, it's some sort of moon man.
Like is it the
DreamWorks moon man?
No. Is it the McDonald's or
Mac Tonight.
Yeah. The guy that plays piano.
With the moon head?
Yeah, with the moon
Yeah,
head.
Mac Tonight. Yeah, that's not what we're looking at here.
Oh, okay.
There's a famous theme park in a city up north. There's a scene cut from this sequence or a subsequent one. The famous Bohemian Rhapsody meme where Anasui is flicking through the theme park guide.
Yeah.
And he's really angry because none of the characters are in it. And he says, "Look at this weather. What a crappy guidebook. None of the characters are on it. I want to see the Disney characters, goddammit. Where the fuck is Mickey?"
Amazing.
So, yeah, Mickey Mouse goes missing in the manga.
Okay, all right. So notably here, they keep sort of referencing, even you would recognize some of the characters.
Yeah, they say.
Even you would know what's going on.
There's one character who's especially famous at the park nearby. Maybe you'd recognize him. That's where that conversation would take place.
Where the fuck is Mickey Mouse?
I want to see the Disney characters. I'm an escaped felon.
Imagine, Listen, I was in.
Anna Sui is such an adult Disney guy.
Imagine, like, you've murdered, what, like 20 people or something?
Disassembled his girlfriend,
Yeah,
I think, if I remember right.
Yeah, you've disassembled your girlfriend, and then you're like, I just want to go to fucking Disneyland.
I want to ride Space Mountain. Do they have Space Mountain there? I've never been.
I don't know. Probably.
I want to ride the Scooby-Doo 3D Ghost Coaster at Movie World on the Gold Coast.
I want to go on the Pirates of Caribbean interactive ship ride.
I want to dismantle the weird, realistic Johnny Depp animatronic in amongst all the other really cartoony pirate animatronics.
I want to attain heaven via the Mickey Mouse and Goofy fun ride roller coaster.
What if I told you they're
Yeah.
not going to space, but they are going to Space Mountain?
What if I told you Disneyland is a lot like 4 balls on the edge of a cliff?
Shut up. When you think about it, the plot of Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin is a lot like 4 balls on the edge of a cliff.
Well, yeah, because there's
4 crystals on
Yeah.
the edge of a cliff.
But what if we kept adding more crystals?
There's a little gnome or a little elf or something darting around the truck bed.
Kill him.
Just out of sight, but we can see its little gnomey hat.
We need to end that man's life.
So it's making very cartoony,
Like, whoop, whoop.
yeah, and leaving
sounds.
very cartoony, like, air trails behind it.
It's very unsettling
Yeah,
given the
it's like
tone
a
of...
Tom
yeah.
and or a Jerry has gotten in this
Yeah.
truck bed with them.
It's very odd. And Anasui's like, look, there's an enemy aboard.
He uses Diver down to grab it through a crate that it's hiding in. And it's a really fucked up looking little Pinocchio doll.
And Anasui's all like, hang on a minute.
I recognize this character.
And Pinocchio is all like, oh my
So
god, you
this
recognize you know me?
he's got huge bug eyes, sharp teeth with gaps between them. He looks a bit like, and this makes sense conceptually, he looks a bit like the puppet that the devil possessed back in part 3.
Puppet that the devil possessed.
Remember the puppet stand that Polnareff fought in a hotel room?
Yeah, very vague. I can't remember
Ebony
exactly what
Devil?
it looks like.
I'll show you.
Remember it happened. I don't remember.
It
what
had
looked
similar teeth.
like. Yeah. So all possessed dolls in the JoJo's universe all have gnashy teeth. Ah, yes. The hairdryer.
Okay, let's talk about Pinocchio briefly.
So Pinocchio...
We all know the story of Pinocchio.
But what if we don't?
Then we'll figure it out. So, from memory, there's this guy, Geppetto.
He is some kind of doll maker
Yeah.
guy.
He wants to have a son, but he's got no wife, so he makes a son out of wood instead.
And then one day, that
A
wooden boy...
fairy brings the puppet to life
Mhm.
and gives it a talking cricket to guide its way.
Jiminy.
Yeah.
And together they go on some crazy adventures.
There's a like a sleazy carnival guy.
Mm-hmm. There's like a fox.
That's what I'm thinking of.
There's...
If he lies, his nose gets bigger.
Yeah, there's some donkeys.
It's kind of disjointed, isn't it?
Well, the
If you
original
go
ones.
to
Yeah.
Child Island or whatever,
Yeah.
and you drink the beer and be a generally rowdy boy, smoke some cigars,
You turn to a donkey.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
it's like a morality play.
that's normal real life.
And then you get eaten by a whale to save your puppet dad.
Yeah.
And then that turns you into a real boy somehow?
I think it was like because you grow up, quote unquote, by learning, but it's not just about me. You know, it's like there are other people that I actually have to care about. Like I can't just be a kid.
Does
all the
his
time.
nose still get bigger when he's a human boy?
No.
So he can lie all he wants.
Yeah, so
That's
now-
the real value of
So
growing
it's like
up.
as long as you demonstrate morality once, you're off the hook for all other morality.
There was a recent Pinocchio movie, wasn't there? Two, in
Yes.
fact.
Guillermo del Toro did one.
And there was another 3D Disney one, which I haven't seen, but was very bad.
What's that?
And famously, there was a scene that of Pinocchio looking at some shit, and it cuts away in a way that very much implies that he just like rubs his hand all over it.
Oh no.
The name Pinocchio is possibly derived from the rare Tuscan form Pinocchio, pine nut, or constructed from pino, pine tree, pine wood, and occhio, eye.
There you go.
There you go.
Anyway, Pinocchio keeps claiming that he's a friend to all children.
Yeah.
Because in this, I think he kind of is.
He's no friend of mine. I'm not a child.
Oh, you're not a
I'm an
child.
adult.
Yeah. You're a grown man. You got to start acting like it. How many podcasts do you even make?
The nose is mentioned only a couple of times in the book, but it reveals the blue Perry's power over Pinocchio when he acts disobediently. After the boy's struggling and weeping over his deformed nose, the blue fairy summons woodpeckers to peck it back to normal.
Well, that's kind of fucked up. Imagine if, like, because this is the equivalent of like, oh yeah, anytime you lie, your flesh nose will get bigger, and then I get like some vultures to come and peck off your nose.
Yeah, it's like how
Ugh.
like in original The Little Mermaid, like every step she takes on Earth will feel like she's walking on broken glass.
Yeah. But we gloss over that bit,
Yeah.
you know?
I'm just having a quick skim of the original Pinocchio story to see if there's anything especially grim in there. Pinocchio throws a hammer at the cricket, accidentally killing it.
Yeah, there's some shit.
Sorry, Jiminy.
Sorry, Ewan McGregor. Because I know that
Wait, Geppetto went to prison?
Yeah,
What? Why?
I don't know. Nazi things.
Making a human puppet? Illegal.
I know that the book...
He is caught by a carabinieri, who assumes Pinocchio has been mistreated and imprisons Geppetto.
And
Geppetto is released from prison and makes Pinocchio a new pair of feet.
I know that the book is very like, here's a bunch of stuff that happens, and every single adaptation thereafter combines elements of the things.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because there's a lot to cover.
Yeah, the fox and the cat here are just a normal fox and a normal cat.
Yeah, but they talk.
But there was also a villainous puppet master.
Yeah. I think there's something like the fox and the cat keep messing with Pinocchio, and then Pinocchio eventually is like, you know what, I don't trust you anymore. And then they die. Or something like that.
The fox and the cat, disguised as bandits, ambush Pinocchio, robbing him. After a while, the fox and the cat get tired of waiting for the puppet to suffocate, and they leave.
I remember there's something in there, like someone tricks him and gets him to do something, and then later tries to do it again, and Pinocchio's like, nah, it's not happening. I swear it was the fox.
I don't know. I'm not really seeing much. Yeah, let's skip to the end. They become donkeys. It's a puppet again. Terrible dogfish.
Oh, the dogfish. Wasn't Monstro originally, it was just a big fish.
After long months of working, this is how the story ends. After the long months of working for the farmer and supporting the ailing Geppetto, Pinocchio goes to town with 40 pennies he has saved to buy himself a new suit. Bloody cheap back in the day, I tell you. Tailored suit for 40 pennies.
Oh, mate, back in my bloody day, if you had 40 pennies, you'd be able to afford a bloody house.
He discovers that the fairy is ill and needs money. Pinocchio instantly...
I can magically turn you into a real boy. Oh,
But I'm sick.
but listen, if you've got any spare cash for the pokies, I could really use some.
He discovers the fairy is ill and needs money. Pinocchio
I'm
instantly
in
gives...
deep with some bad man.
Pinocchio instantly gives the snail he met back on the island of busy bees all the money he has. That night, he dreams that he is visited by the fairy who kisses him. When he wakes up, he is a real boy. His former puppet body lies lifeless on a chair.
Oh.
The fairy has also left him a new suit, boots, and a bag which contains 40 gold coins instead of pennies.
Oh.
Geppetto also returns to health.
Why did the fairy need pennies so you can make gold coins? Like, just sometimes these stories when you're just like, so you have magic powers. Yes, why can't you just do this with magic? It's, oh, we couldn't possibly do it with magic. Like, but why?
They speculate who the stand user could be.
Oh, we're back to...
Yes. I doubt it's this old man. He has no reason to stage a happenstance just to close in on us. Which is exactly what stand users always do.
They just stage a happenstance.
Yeah, like Dan of Steel, pretending to be the kebab shop owner.
Oh, man. I forgot that was Dan of Steel. We had the whole thing as well. Like the whole
haggling tutorial.
Yeah.
I think about that a lot.
Oh, man.
Just as you felt Jolene's movements, the priest must sense yours, says Anasui to Weather Report. He could be sending enemies after us. They interrogate Pinocchio. He does the lying thing. Almost knocks out Anasui's eye.
Yes, smacks Anasui with an elongated nose.
Then he explains that he's Pinocchio and that his nose elongates.
You must recognize me, right? You must know who
I'm
I
a
am.
friend to all children, even though I look fucked up and am kind of naked.
He kind of looks like Dobby, but
We don't talk about Dobby.
darker.
A dark elf, you see.
The
The king of the dark elves.
king of the dark elves. My God. But we can't remember who he is anymore. Oh.
When you were a boy, were you a fan of me? I think you were.
As
Also,
he's choking him out.
I saw 3 of the 7 are there earlier under that apple.
And we see this big, red,
Delicious, juicy, succulent
granny apple.
No.
Pink lady
Or
apple.
red delicious.
Is that a type
Or
of
a
apple?
Fuji.
A red delicious?
I think so. Gold Delicious, maybe?
Wait, is that real?
Yeah.
What? No,
Apples.
because there's Granny Smith, Pink Lady.
We've gone down some digressions in this podcast. We are not listing every type of apple.
That just seems like a ridiculous name.
Diver down, snatches up the apple. And under the apple are some boys.
And this is
There are 7
greatest-
lads on his shoulders who are they've all got one eye, they've all got little Smurf hats, and they all look a little strange.
And
But they're kind of just bros.
This might be one of the greatest framing, like one of the best.
Yeah. So it's
just
like
the mise en scène of what's happening.
it's
here
all
is-
like not inverted colours, but the contrast is incredibly brightened.
Yeah.
There's like evil aura behind them, the apple in the foreground, and just these bros on his shoulder being like, it's safe to eat.
Honestly, he's examining it with this like disgusted look on his face.
Snow White bit into a poisoned apple. It's just lodged in her throat. She didn't digest it. Who eats a random apple from a random old lady? Anyway, that's what I say. We're even wary about Valentine's Day chocolates. It makes us want to protect her. And then she falls out of a nearby box.
Now,
She's wearing little alien antennas.
oh yeah, it's so weird. Now that box is tiny.
That box is tiny.
There's no way she could fit in that box. But magic.
Magic. Stand magic.
Anasui's like, what the fuck is going on?
So it's this dialogue.
Who are these weird 7 strangers?
Calm down. There's no need to panic. What did you like as a child? This is Pinocchio. Did you have a favourite character? I bet it was me. And then cut to the 7 dwarves. One of them's like, I'm a fan of the T-1000 series from the Terminator.
So just to confirm, these are the 7 dwarves from Snow White.
Yep. And
One of them likes the T-1000 from Terminator.
and the other 2 were like, we love Chewbacca. Not to mention the Elephant Man,
Oh,
who was not a character. That was a real guy.
That was a real
sure.
guy. But from the movie, The Elephant Man.
But Snow White is the best of all.
Oh, Snow White.
People like to speculate that we're involved, but we're just good friends.
So what's the deal with Snow White?
Snow White! I mean,
So if I remember
I
right,
know a little bit of... I've read a bit into the history of Snow White and Rose Red in the past.
Ooh.
But it's all a bit vague.
If I remember correctly, the main thrust of it is that she eats an apple, gets sent to bloody sleep.
Well, if we're talking about the Disney movie...
Yeah. the what?
Yeah, then she's the fairest in all the land.
Yep. And so her
Evil step
sister?
queen.
Step queen basically tricks her into eating some apples.
No, that's much later.
Oh,
Sends the woodsman, star of the Huntsman Winter's War,
Yep.
to kill her in the forest. But she's so nice and beautiful that instead he's like, hey, run away or I'll kill you. So she runs away and she finds some small mining men, lives with them.
Perpetually known as dwarves.
They each have one personality trait that defines them, apart from the one who's a doctor.
Yep. Lumpy, dumpy, grumpy, stumpy,
Flumpy.
humpy,
Oh no,
And-
not Humpy.
and
Doc.
I was going to say mumpy, but Doc?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, he has a DeLorean.
Yeah.
And then...
And so she lives with the dwarves, but then through the magic mirror, the Step Queen is like, no, she's still alive and beautiful. I better turn into a haggard old crone and poison her.
yeah, because she's all like, who's the fairest in all the land? And the mirror's like, well, it ain't fucking you.
Yeah, she really should learn that beauty is on the inside.
No, it's not. Fuck off with that. She's talking about fairness, not
So she
beauty.
eats this god dang apple, falls into an eternal slumber, and they put her in a big, beautiful glass coffin.
And, that's
And
the
then
end
a
of
prince
the-
comes and is like, hey, there's a pretty catatonic woman, I'll kiss her.
This is a pretty...
She wakes up, they fall in love. I can't remember, I don't know, somehow in the Disney movie, like, the dwarves chase the witch up over a cliff and drop a rock on her or something. But I remember, I was listening to an audiobook retelling of the story back in school. And I remember that the culmination of the story there was the Snow White and the prince get married. And
Okay.
together they go to a ball that the queen is throwing.
Mhm.
And seeing Snow White there, alive and beautiful, the queen chokes on her own rage and dies.
Huh. Interesting. And all the children are like,
Yay!
That's how you deal with a real asshole in this life. You just wait until they choke on their own rage and die. Yikes.
Let's look into the original character briefly. The 1812 fairy tale by the Brothers Grimm.
1812.
Tale number 53.
53?
I read a lot of fairy tales.
Oh my
Which
god.
I think I've got a copy of Grimm Fairy Tales in the house here somewhere. I could read it on the podcast, but I won't.
Offer granted and rescinded.
I could do it as a bonus episode, just recording it in my own time.
Yeah,
but I probably won't.
You just sitting there be like, tale
Chapter
number
1.
A full actual story. So that I'm bored.
Yeah, so broadly similar. How I wish I had a daughter that has skin as white as snow, lips as red as blood, and hair as black as ebony.
Is this you or the book?
I'll never tell. The queen dies and gives birth. Not in that order.
Sorry, go back. The queen dies and gives birth.
Not in that order.
Not in that order. So is that why the step queen is in charge? Or
Yeah.
Okay.
The queen decides to kill the girl herself. She first appears disguised as an old peddler and offers Snow White colourful, silky laced bodices. And laces it up so tightly that she faints, but the dwarves loosen the laces. And they sells her a comb.
It's a very platonic relationship.
Yeah. The comb is poisoned. The comb is also cursed.
That's bad.
But it's revived when they remove the comb from her hair.
That's good.
They apple.
Apple.
She bites the apple, and they're unable to revive her. So they put her in the casket. The prince comes along, wakes her up with a beautiful kiss. Hang on, no. After hearing her story from the Seven Dwarves, the prince is allowed to take Snow White back to her proper resting place back at her father's castle. All of a sudden, while Snow White is being transported, one of the prince's servants trips and loses his balance. This dislodges the piece of poisoned apple from Snow White's throat, magically reviving her.
What?
So somehow it's like less creepy in the original version. It's just more incidental.
So it's just
So
like...
then he declares his love for her and they get married.
So it's just like hey, I don't know what to do with this lady. Can you just put her somewhere? Yeah, sure. Oh god, I'm so sorry. Oh, I saved her. No, I saved her. Now we're getting married.
That's kind of like Into the Woods. The queen, believing herself to be rid of Snow White, consults the mirror again. The mirror says there is a bride of a prince who is yet fairer than she. She goes to the wedding to investigate, arrives, becomes frozen with rage and fear when she finds out who the bride is. She tries to sow chaos and attempts to kill her again, but the prince... Chaos!
It all comes full circle.
But the prince recognizes her as a threat and orders her to wear a pair of red-hot iron slippers and to dance in them until she drops dead. The end.
What? What? Jesus. Okay. So she just melts to death, kinda.
Or
ish.
burns.
Yeah, burns feet bad. So tell me about the T-1000.
Okay, the T-1000 is a robot from the future.
It is not Arnold
It's
Schwarzenegger.
sent to kill John Connor.
It is not Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It's made of goo.
I cannot stress this enough. It is not Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It's got a living tissue over a metallic endoskeleton.
It's true.
They liquid nitrogen it, don't they?
No, they lava it.
Isn't that don't they lava the first guy? Don't they lava
T-800?
Yeah.
No. So
Oh no, because it's this
the
one where he does
thumbs
the
up.
thumb, isn't
Yeah.
it? That appears in every video game with lava.
yeah, because they try to liquid nitrogen it, I think, but then it just comes back again.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. But then it's like, well, we have to destroy it from the ground up, so we'll have to lava
It's
it.
like the Nemesis from Resident Evil Nemesis. It's just damn hard to kill.
Yeah, it's a big undulating lad who's all like.
Breaking news. Today at 1:30 p.m, Batman has disappeared from all over the world.
Who the fuck is Batman?
Well, once upon a time,
yeah.
a young billionaire named Bruce Wayne
Mhm.
was leaving the cinema, or possibly the theatre,
Mhm.
with his parents.
Yep. Who was wearing a pearl necklace? Might I add?
Yep, both his parents were wearing their favourite pearl
Yep.
necklaces.
Yep.
And a robber murdered them.
Oh my god.
So Batman was like, I'm gonna become Batman. And then he did.
Is that really your best Batman?
Yep. That's all I got today.
Wow. So he's gone. The whole world is like, where's Batman?
Scientists are speculating whether it's an issue with ink fading and chemical breakdown, but similar incidents are happening to various characters.
What?
At this point, Anasui is yelling, hey, what's going on? But his voice has become all echoey.
What's going on there? Bad audio.
And Weather Report is just sitting down, reading the magazine, reading Snow White, and eating a big, delicious golden apple that they found on the floor, covered in dwarves.
Anasui's like, hey, weather report. Weather report. Weather
And
Report.
Pinocchio is like, hey, who's your favorite? Is it me? And Weather Report says, I'm going to quote him here, sorry, but I don't know any of you. Now scram, unless you want me to kick you to death. Weather Report.
Never change.
So Weather Report can't see or hear Anasui, and it turns out Anasui's real body has fallen down underneath the wheel of the truck, the ute.
What? So Weather Report's like, wait a minute, where's Anasui? Hey, old man, stop the car.
The car crashes because the old man is also split in two.
His body is in the front, but his mind is in the back with them, maybe.
Sinister Pinocchio turns his head around and is like, you were my fan, weren't you, back when you were little? And then they crash.
Literally, the whole truck just crashes into a bin or something.
A sign, yeah.
A sign.
And they're all fine. Weather Report creates airbags for them all because he's the most high-value stand user.
And then he's all like, all right, I got to get Anasui out of here.
And Anasui's like, Weather Report, why can't you hear me?
And then the old man is like, hey, Anasui, don't forget about me, huh?
Meanwhile, the 7 dwarves are like, where'd the princess go? She got thrown towards that burger shop. Let's go. And they leave. Then some robots fly over her head.
One of them is Astro Boy.
Okay, we have Astro Boy, who is a
boy that was made
He's
by...
a robot boy. He's kind of a Mega Man. He was made by a human scientist to be a robot to be an innocent. He's kind of a Pinocchio, if you think about it.
Yeah, he really is just Pinocchio.
Yeah. An android young boy with human emotions who was created by Umataro Tenma after the recent death of his son Tobio. And he has adventures. There is also Mazinger Z, or Z.
Is that the big fat one?
No. That's the sort of Gundam-looking one.
Yeah. Is it a Gundam?
No, it's Mazinger Z.
But, like, what's it from?
It's from Mazinger Z.
What? What?
An enormous super robot constructed with the fictional metal super alloy Z, or Z, which is forged from a new element, Japanium, mined from a reservoir found only in the sediment of Mount Fuji in Japan.
They have to sacrifice Mount Fuji to gain power.
Built by Professor Juzo Kabuto as a secret weapon against the forces of evil, represented by the mechanical beasts of Dr. Hell.
Oh my god.
Who was a German member of a Japanese archaeological team which discovered ruins of a lost pre-Grecian civilization on the island named Bardos, the Mycene Empire. One of their findings was the Mycene used an army of steel titans about 20 meters in height. Finding prototypes of those titans underground which could be remote controlled and realizing their immense power in the battlefield, Dr. Hell goes insane and has all of the other scientists on his research team killed. Kind of like Straightso when they found the Pillar Man.
What is this anime?
The lone survivor, Professor Kabuto, goes back to Japan and attempts to warn the world of imminent danger, while Dr. Hell establishes his underground headquarters on a mobile island, forming the new underground empire. So Kabuto constructs Mazinger Z, or Z, and manages to finish it just before being killed by a bomb planted by Hell's right-hand person, Baron Ashura, a half-man, half-woman.
Okay.
As he lays dying, he informs his grandson, Koji Kabuto, about the robot and its use. Koji becomes the robot's pilot, and from that point on battles both the continuous mechanical monsters and the sinister henchmen sent by Dr. Hell.
Amazing.
Dr. Hell.
What the fuck?
And the third robot...
Because I swear I recognized that robot before, but the fat one I definitely know from somewhere.
...is Tetsujin 28 Go, or Iron Man number 28.
But why do I recognize it?
I don't know, Nick.
Yeah.
The series centers on the adventures of a young boy named Shotaro Kaneda, who controls a giant robot named Tetsujin 28, built by his late father. A lot of late fathers in...
Well, I mean, after Evangelion and Gundam, there's a lot of kids...
These were before.
Wait, were they?
Yeah, this is 1963.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Well, you know, these inspired Gundam and Evangelion.
In the final phase of the Pacific War, the Imperial Japanese Army were developing a gigantic robot as the secret weapon to fight against the Allies. However, Japan surrendered before they could complete its construction. After the war, Dr. Kaneda passed his robot to his son, Shotaro Kaneda.
Shotaro Kaneda.
Kaneda!
Oh, so not Canada.
No, like in Akira, you know?
Like Canada.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shotaro is a boy detective famous throughout Tokyo with a giant robot.
Oh, God, why? Why is it always boy detectives?
Who's the villain? Come on, give me a villain. Professor Shutain Franken. a reclusive mad scientist who created the robot Black Ox. He is calm and knowledgeable, but unfortunately uses his talent to create dangerous robots. In the original version of the 1960 series, his name is Dr. Black Dog.
Oh, yikes. Dr. Depression.
There is, of course, also Superhuman Kelly, an American man who volunteered himself to be turned into an android as part of a wartime experiment. Cool.
Nice.
I guess they solve murders or something. Appearing in this episode, or appearing in Bohemian Rhapsody arc list I found, there was also Giant Robo, who may be in the next episode or may have been cut from the anime. But that is Giant Robo from Giant Robo, The Day the Earth Stood Still.
Okay.
In which the secret society Big Fire, scheming to conquer Earth, is furthering Project GR.
Can we start a just even something as innocuous as a book club and just call it Big Fire?
I mean, the Big Fire was kind of the villain or secret protagonist of that one other mech thing we watched, wasn't it?
Big Fire.
The firefighter one?
Oh, the one by not MAPPA, was it? Or maybe it was MAPPA.
Studio Trigger or something.
Yeah, the one that did Gurren Lagann. Fucking
the Special Investigation Organization of the United Nations dispatches an agent in Country T to interfere with the plan.
What is Country T? Oh, it's too far in the future. You wouldn't understand.
Okay, so our protagonist is Daisaku Kusama, a moral teenage Japanese boy who was traveling to T Nation in order to study. Being an Olympic sharpshooter, he is proficient at wielding firearms. He is calm and collected during battles and often quickly thinks of methods to save the day. And Azuma, the chairman of the Japanese branch of the United Nations Organization, the Special Investigation Organization of the United Nations, he's dedicated to stopping Big Fire's machinations. So we've got this giant robot, GR1.
Big Robo.
GR1 is powered by a nuclear engine located in the abdomen. It's armed with a missile launcher in its head, a laser beam emitted from its eyes, and a heat ray cannon on its belt buckle. It also has a minesweeper on its feet.
It's a bit late at that point.
Yeah, it's kind of feeling around like when you think there's something on the ground in the dark.
The whole episode is like, I don't want to step on
able to manipulate gravity using the bolts on its ankles and wrists. Blah, blah, blah. Hinted to be self-aware.
Ooh.
And they seem to just fight.
Big robots.
What happens in the movie adaptation?
Oh my god. Look at that poster though. It was so dramatic.
Retro-futuristic setting. Blah, blah, blah. Depletion of oil. Need for nuclear power. The story explores a society completely brought down within the span of 1 week because of dependency on a single energy source.
I kind of like that.
The most powerful experts form the ruling cadre of the BF group. The Cabal, the Magnificent 10. They swear allegiance to Big Fire, the group's founder and leader, gearing up for a final showdown with the International Police Organization.
So they want to bring down the state?
I guess.
Or something? They want to show it to the man.
7 episodes. Wasn't a movie, it was an OVA.
Oh, okay.
And I do not have any synopses for any of them.
Nice. Go back to the top for me.
You want to look at this poster some more?
Do you want to look at this poster? Look how overly
It's like a
dramatic
big
it is.
Sphinx head made of metal.
And then
There's some guys around.
It's so fucking... It feels very 90s.
1992 to 1998.
There you
Took
go.
them 6 years to make 7 episodes.
Well, they are high quality eps.
They're about 40 minutes to an hour each.
Yeah, they're like half a movie. Is there any other characters we're missing from the anime?
Not from this episode, I think.
Okay, good.
Little Red Riding Hood and the Big Bad Wolf do show up. But let's just take it as read. We know who they are at this point.
Yeah. Girl in woods might get eaten by wolf, but doesn't. That's the story.
Yeah. Anasui murders Pinocchio.
Just straight up chops off his head.
Yep, and he's like, why did you kill me? That's not how the story's meant to go. I'm meant to get 40 gold pieces for giving a fairy all my money.
I
would say Pinocchio's design does look a bit like Oingo Boingo drawings.
Yes. No, I agree.
Drop my phone to some extent.
It's very unsettling and angular.
Yeah. Weather report is gone. The old man who is driving the car is turning into the big bad wolf. They do kind of
wolf.
so big that I could just step on anyone.
I'm so big I could eat you up. I could
they do a variant of the what big eyes you have stuff.
Yeah, in the sense that Anasui's like, hey, old man, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Then he tries to attack him, and Anasui effortlessly decapitates him.
And then he's like...
The wolf head goes, that's how the story goes.
Anasui's like, how the story goes?
Story.
What
it was kind of
story?
gross when he's leaping at him, and like the wolf underneath is ripping through the human flesh.
So he still has like the human eyes as like a mask
Yeah.
almost, which is kind of fucking awesome. But yes. And then a bus drives by.
Which are Anasui's body and Weather Report and Little Red Riding Hood are on. And they're driving away, and Weather Report is like, in the north, I feel a presence. Pinocchio was only the start. To be continued.
So strange.
So, Nick, highlights and lowlights from this very normal episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
I think my highlight is going to have to be Father Pucci stabbing himself in the neck. Because
Okay.
that whole sequence
I do
feels
like the whole 3 omen sequence.
That whole thing feels like a very JoJo's move to be like, no, you idiot. You wanted to stab me, but I wanted to stab myself because I, maybe in my head, think I'm God or something now. Like, some weird level of like, no, this is how it's meant to go.
My highlight is the 7 dwarves. They're part of an ostensibly hostile stand attack, but they're kind of just some bros who are like, you want to talk about Terminator?
Oh, I just love the fact that one of them is literally like, hey, we love Chewbacca.
Yeah.
Like, he's great. It's like, what else do you add? No. we're
Chewbacca,
into
who is also real now.
Oh, fuck, he is. What about, like, Han Solo? Does Han Solo have a different body?
He's
or
a
is
character.
Is it just Harrison Ford?
This is potentially some minor copyright infringement. Not that we would ever do such a thing. But I would like to read to you a quick short story.
Okay.
1 second.
Now, so if there's anything I've learned from YouTube after all these years, it's that you can just react to content and you'll be fine.
George Lucas was right about Chewbacca. The message came from the stars. Yes, we have dogs that walk upright and have adventures, that are loyal to their bosses, that shoot a crossbow. Vindicate George Lucas, the message said. Forgive him for his indulgences, because he was right about Chewbacca. Forget his failures and remember his success. In expressing fantasies, we hereby reveal to you as simple truths. That there is nothing more seductive to a dog than to sit in the front seat of a spaceship, hurtling through the constellations at terrifying speed. That there is nothing more natural than to revere a master. That there is no better tool of discovery than a crossbow. About Chewbacca, he knew this. About his origins, he sensed the faintly glimmering truth. The forest planet, the infinite trees, the one big ape, standing tall, big teeth, yelling like crazy, throat full of marbles, ready to ride. Half dog, half monkey, half person. Big bow with crazy bullets, big ape bandolier. Big dreams of space adventures. Chewbacca. That's the truth of the matter. That's what George Lucas knew. That was from George Lucas Was Right About Chewbacca by Max Laverne.
Is this the guy that you like who writes a lot of short form content?
Yeah.
But it's all
He also
stuff
created
like
the
this?
Spiders George meme.
Yeah, so, okay. Spiders George. I've heard a lot about Spiders George ever since you guys were talking about Spiders George on our cheeky Discord.
He also has another one about Chewbacca that I should quickly share.
Oh, do it. Do it.
This one is untitled.
Untitled.
Chewbacca shoots himself with his crossbow and it wipes out his memories of space and spaceships. He hates the noise. He runs off to the forest. He lives in a cave and tries to learn how to be normal again. But he can't. Then one day he catches his reflection in the stream. I'm a dog, he realizes. I can just eat raw meat and be happy. I don't need to relate to aliens. But it's too late for that. You can't just wish a new truth on yourself. You can try all you like, and he certainly does.
Wise.
So wise.
So
Sorry,
wise.
you were saying.
Yes, Spiders George.
Yeah.
So he's the statistical anomaly
Yeah.
that shouldn't exist, that bumps us from not eating any spiders.
To whatever that factoid is. That's
Yeah.
not true.
Yeah. But where does all the weird Spiders George memery come from then?
From the internet.
But like a lot
Just
of...
iterations on the same joke over and over again. That's what the
okay.
internet does.
Oh, okay. Because I saw one that was like George, and then it was like a kid with a big jaw.
Okay, I don't understand what that means.
Neither do I.
My low light, I don't like the way the old man's cracking open mouth looks when it's turning into wolf face.
Oh, but that's one of the best bits. It's so like, I'm going to get you.
You know I'm sensitive to body horror.
That's true. That is true. My low light is probably going to be, I want to say that my low light's just going to have to be like Pinocchio being so fucking weird.
Fucking Pinocchio. He got
Like-
what was coming to him. I'm
like-
glad that he's dead forever in
Like-
all iterations.
Yeah, like it's just like a very comical bit where he first shows up, and I'm like, oh, this is tonally very odd. I'm like, I'm very off put by this. I don't know. That's all I got. Otherwise, as an episode, actually kind of pretty good.
Oh, phenomenal bit of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure
I know,
is
it's-
Bohemian Rhapsody.
It's a great time.
So, Nick,
Yes.
fictional characters are coming to life and bamboozling Anasui and Weather Report.
All over the world.
Anasui has been separated from his human body due to his recognition and love of childlike characters. Weather Report seems immune so far due to his lack of recognition of childlike characters due to his amnesia. Pucci's heading towards Cape Canaveral. Jolene's in hot pursuit. The boys are in hot pursuit of Jolene. What will happen next time on JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Part 6, Stone Ocean, in Bohemian Rhapsody, Part 2.
So I don't think we're going to see Jolene and Hermes
Ever again.
Well, at least for the next episode, because this feels like they kind of were like, oh, we're just going to go now,
Yeah,
and now they're going
with Emporio
with Emporio on a bus,
on
maybe.
the grass.
So they're off. I don't think we're going to see them, but we are going to see Anasui and Weather Report be like, where's the user? Where's that damn user? And then we'll converge with them.
Oh, okay.
So then after we deal with this whole threat, we'll be like, aha, and that'll be the end of the
And
episode.
how will they defeat Bohemian Rhapsody? Oh, we haven't talked about Bohemian Rhapsody, the music, yet. You all know what it is. Maybe we'll do that next time.
Sure.
It's going to be equally as conceptually loaded next time.
So what is a Bohemian? Oh, Nick.
Yeah, okay, committing to covering Bohemian Rhapsody next episode.
Yeah, and the intro.
Yes.
And the rest of the episode.
Yes.
Which promises to be fucking crazy. I'm just trying to think what other characters they could get away with actually pulling in. Because there's going to be more.
So they couldn't do Disney. They skirted by doing, and most of these were in the original manga, but they skirted doing Disney characters by doing the public domain Grimm's fairy tale versions of those characters.
Yep.
Batman replaced Mickey Mouse.
Well, not replaced, but
Well, in the manga,
okay.
it was like Mickey Mouse has disappeared.
Right, gotcha. And the T-1000, obviously, as memorable as any other Disney character.
Well, Nick, I actually have to correct you on that because I've got a manga anime difference here that I didn't deem sufficiently interesting earlier.
Don't tell me the T-1000 is part of the manga.
In the manga, one of the dwarves calls himself a fan of the T-2000, which is non-existent in the manga.
The T-2000. Yeah, that definitely does. As a big Terminator lore fan, the T-2000 definitely doesn't exist, right? Right? It's like T-800, T-1000.
I'm not really a Terminator guy.
T-1400.
A humorous moment of whether learning how to operate a sink is removed.
How did he live in the prison without learning how to use a sink? Fucking Jesus. Yeah, but okay, so they'll probably show up to a library?
Okay, go on.
So if they, because like, I'm thinking maybe the place that he's safest is where he has access to a lot of like books and fairy tale stuff. So a library, a video store, anything like that maybe, where there's a lot of things that can come off the pages of books.
Is he going to recruit some squad?
Yeah. He's going to be all like, hey, yo, fam, come get that drip. And then
I've summoned all of fiction's greatest heroes to help me track down the stand user. Here's Sherlock Holmes.
he comes out, he's like, right, my homeless
I've
network
deduced
will...
the location of the stand user based on the fact that all fictional characters seem to be emanating from...
But like, okay, so...
I can also tell that he's a drug addict based on his general demeanor.
So the thing is...
As I too am a drug addict.
That part of it, I'm like, okay, they'll end up converging at the end of it, surely. But then Pucci's off, sweating like a hog.
So sweaty.
Heading to the Kennedy Space Center. But then
I don't think hogs sweat. That's why they lay in mud to cool themselves.
Are you sure? Anyway,
hey Google, do hogs sweat? Hogs Sweat Cafe.
No, they don't. That was my best attempt at a Google.
Well, you were putting your hand over your mouth.
So no one will hear it.
Yeah, away from the microphone. Pigs really don't sweat. Not much anyway.
Aha! So they kind of do.
Pigs have sweat glands, but regulate their body temperature in other ways.
Same.
I'm seeing a lot of contradictory information here. Pigs do not sweat.
No. Pigs will sweat, but much like humans sweat, we just turn on an air conditioner. Except a pig's air conditioner.
They don't have enough sweat glands relative to their size.
Ah, okay. So then they get in that mud and let that evaporation sweat
like
for
a
them.
hog in a puddle.
Yeah, boy. So yeah, Pucci's whole omen thing, I'm not sure if that's gonna show up.
I mean, that's shown up.
No, but the whole 3 things,
Yeah.
it hasn't really explained itself yet. Like, I don't know what's going on with the 3s.
He got those 3 guys.
What do you mean the 3 guys? What? What are you talking about?
The 3 guys on the ambulance stretchers.
Yeah?
He got them.
What do you mean he got them?
He got the guy he was talking to with the scissors.
Yeah.
He turned him into a stand user.
That's
That's why he started glowing with green energy.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Don't you know who your father is?"
Yeah, but I mean, we haven't seen what So him turning him into a stand user is pretty normal, right? Because he's been doing that the whole time. But the whole 3s thing...
There was 3 guys.
Yeah, there's 3 guys, yeah.
This guy's porridge is too hot.
But like, surely there's more to it than he shows up at a hospital, sees 3 guys and goes, "Oh, I'll take them."
The omens were indicating the 3 guys that were going to be there.
Okay.
This stretches too big.
This feels like not enough payoff.
These scissors are too blunt.
It feels like not enough payoff for 3s. 3s keep showing up. What does it mean? It's like, oh, there's just 3 dudes at the hospital.
3 dudes of significance, Nick. He had the birthmark.
Oh, that guy had the birthmark.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's just one guy.
I'm begging you to extrapolate a bit here.
Oh. So okay, anyway. Point being,
All right, run along.
there's got to be more to it, but I don't know what it is.
Okay, I'm telling you now there's not.
Damn it!
I mean, there's the reason they were there.
Yeah, is because gravity.
Who do you think their father is?
It's a question for the ages.
Oh, fuck you.
It can't be Dio. It can't be.
Why
Dio.
not?
I mean, it could be Dio, depending on their age.
Do you remember how many times I told you that, in part 6 there's this bit where it would have made so much sense for Jojo to show up, but he doesn't?
Oh, no.
Well, you'll find out about how they defeat all the fictional characters in the world and more next time on JoJo's World.
If you'd like to support us on patreon.com/Jojo's World, you can.
Or review us on the podcast service of your choice and tell a friend to listen to this very normal and well-structured podcast.
Stranger of Paradise.
Final Fantasy Origin, available now on Steam.
Against the Storm, also pretty good.
I don't know what that is.
It's an RTS roguelike kind
No
of
interest to me.
And with that...
I refuse to discuss it. To be continued.